Taken 2 weeks off, but I had to make a decision. Am I going to press forward, or am I just going to curl up and put my head in the sand and call it a day? My mom said to me, you know what? Nobody can take your education away from you regardless of any outcome. And that was really the mindset of, you know what? I can overcome. I can do better. I hate where I'm at right now. I'm not really sure if I deserve to move forward, but I'm going to give it the best shot that I can.
This is Shadow Me Next with Dr. Shayna Clancy. Dr. Clancy, thank you so much for joining us today on Shadow Me Next. What a treat this is going to be. You have an incredible story that is really just bathed in tragedy early on. And we're here to talk about the ways in which you have taken that resilience forming situation and really just absolutely ran with it, and not for your own benefit, for the benefit of others, which is just the coolest thing. So thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yes, and thank you for having me. It's an honor.
The honor is mine, truly. So let's go back a little bit before we dive in to some of these harder, more burning questions. Did you know you wanted to go into medicine from the beginning? You stepped from EMS into nursing, and you have your doctorate of nursing practice. You have a bunch of other amazing things that you do. Is this the trajectory that you expected for your life?
It is not the trajectory that I expected for my life in the least. My mom always tells me when I was younger, I said I wanted to be a doctor. Doctor is the loose term that I've learned along the way, right? There's a lot of different doctoral degrees, and that's really all I knew. There's nobody in my family that has any medical background, and it was just something that showed up, and I just ran with it.
Incredible. Where did you find mentorship or motivation early on? Did you have somebody there that was kind of guiding you and saying, hey, maybe you should start with nursing, or maybe you should start with EMS, or was it really just a self-directed discovery?
Self-directed. I didn't even know what a mentor was really growing up. So I quickly learned that if I wanted to get to where I wanted to be and where I am, I needed to invest in myself, which involves mentorship and coaching, which is why I now do that as well.
That's perfect. I mean, I think, it's lovely to be able to give back, especially in situations where we didn't have that initially. And that's how we grow, and that's how we pour into the next generation. So you started EMS and became a nurse soon after that. Is that a typical route? As a PA, a lot of my classmates were EMS before they went to PA school. And a lot of that is in order for them to, get their patient contact hours and develop tools that are really, really serve them as PAs. Is that common for nurses?
Honestly, I don't think it is. Maybe it is, but I was in nursing school before I even did EMS.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Yeah. And it was actually a friend that was like, you should get into this to kind of round out your skill set and just learn more in the field. And I was like, okay, that sounds fun. Let's do it.
Wow. And then you were also on a fast track nursing trajectory as well, right? I mean, how did you make time for all of that?
So it actually was interesting because I'm a first generation college student. And so trying to figure out how to even go to college or any kind of educational setting was really challenging. I remember my parents were like, okay, and figure out how to fill out FAFSA. And that was a beast of itself. And they were like, we're not co-signing anything. And I was like, I don't even know what we're having this discussion about yet, but okay, I'll go figure it out. And that's really where it started, where I just was like, I need to do what I need to do to get to where I need to go. And I don't even remember applying to the school that I went to, which sounds very odd. And I remember getting this phone call to come do the interview at West Penn Hospital School of Nursing, which is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And so I went, and next thing I know, like, I'm in nursing school. I'm like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. And I like it so far.
That's incredible. That really is. There's divine intervention there, I think. Absolutely an amazing story, and a really great thing for the person listening who might say, I don't even know where to begin. You didn't know where to begin. Your
I
parents
had
didn't know
no
where to
clue.
begin. No. And it's doable, right? I think so often people will say, Ashley, I'm so concerned I'm behind. And we're going to talk about this a little bit more later on, but they're concerned that they're behind. They're concerned that they don't know what's lying ahead. I mean, I think you and I could both tell them, don't be. And by the way, a lot of people don't know what's lying ahead. You kind of just have to
Yeah,
start.
it's true, but it's so challenging for the person hearing that. I know it was for me. You're like,
Mhm.
yeah, okay. Like it's gonna be okay. Are you sure? I mean, I see where you're at, but I'm not connecting the dots, especially when we're just coming out of high school or
Mhm.
a couple years after that. Like our brains are still developing and trying to figure out what is even going on and how we even got there. And that transition from high school to any kind of college setting can be scary.
Mhm. Mhm. No, absolutely. Well, and we'll talk about resiliency a lot in this episode too, but it's a resiliency forming opportunity really. And, I
Mhm.
encourage people to write down those feelings that they have and write down when, or, describe how they're feeling in that moment. And then looking back on it when they're in their profession and they're about to make a major shift, for example, and it feels really unusual and unknown, they can say, well, I've definitely been here before.
Mhm.
And I was making no money. I was actually giving people money. And it was a lot of it. It's much scarier back then. Um,
Yeah, I was scraping quarters from the couch or something to everybody has their own journey of how we get here.
Scraping cord. Oh my God, I love that. I probably do need to go check my couch on a side note because my children will find those quarters and they will run off with them. That's for sure.
Mhm.
While you were in EMS, of course, you experienced this just amazingly tragic, life altering situation we discussed a little while ago. When it came to that moment, you were in the middle of nursing school. Is that right?
I was I was in the middle of nursing school and I was working at two EMS stations because I had to put myself through school too. So I actually had three different jobs, not all full time, but I was doing three different jobs while going to an accelerated nursing program full time.
What was the most important mindset that you had in that moment that you think really pulled you through? Because a lot of people will say, well, Ashley, school is so hard and I'm so overwhelmed and I don't know how I'm going to do this. And then I talk to people like you, for example, who literally succeeded in school despite unimaginable situations. What mindset? What mindset did you have? And how did you do it?
At first, I really wanted to give up. I was like, I don't know if I will go back to nursing school. And since it was such an accelerated program, you can miss 2 weeks, period, throughout like
Whoa.
anything. And so it was very, very structured. I had taken 2 weeks off, but I had to make a decision. Am I
Mhm.
going to press forward or am I just going to curl up and put my head in the sand and call it a day? My mom said to me, you know what? Nobody can take your education away from you, regardless of any outcome.
Mhm.
And it was in that moment, I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. And if nothing happens after I complete my education, I can at least say I did it.
Right.
Because I've always been raised, if you start something, you complete it. And then you decide whether you're going to do it again or not. And that was really the mindset of, you know what? I can overcome. I can do better. I hate where I'm at right now. I'm
Mm.
not really sure if I deserve to move forward, but I'm going to give it the best shot that I can.
It's such a testament to your discipline and your future thinking, I mean, it's we all fall into these situations of self-doubt, I think is a big one. And future thinking is it's I mean, I think some people call it manifesting. Yeah, maybe, but really it's a plan, right? Where am I going? How am I going to get there? Let's make it happen. Absolutely incredible. I'm so glad that you're where you're at because the things that you're doing right now, as we'll talk about with the Mountaineering Mindset Academy and the handbook, are just amazing. So you've graduated nursing school at this point. And you work as a forensic nurse. Can you describe what forensic nursing is for us who
I
might not know?
can. So I get this question often, and I like to tell people, and I don't know, maybe I should change my wording, but I'm like, it's all the things that most people don't want to do.
Mm,
And that is mental health, addiction, assaults, sexual assaults, physical, anything like that, domestic violence, crime scene investigation, expert witness. So we see these on TV, right? And there's that separation of real life and then what we're seeing. But like when it gets to the nitty gritty, is this something that somebody wants to pursue, right? Because it's
right.
definitely not the best of times in any of these situations.
Mm-mm.
And part of, yes, to answer your question, I did not choose forensic nursing. It chose me.
Tell us how that looked. I mean, was it something that you just stumbled upon, something you heard about? Was it informed from your situation while you were working as an EMS?
I had no clue what forensic nursing was. So I did my bachelor's online, and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to keep going. I'm not really sure where. And I had seen Duquesne University oftentimes when I was riding the bus at that time. And I'd look up on the hill and I would see it. And I'm like, that's where like rich people go. There's no way I'll ever be able to go there. That's like the rich kids' school, right? It's private, Catholic. And I'm like, I don't know. But I had this in my heart that I really wanted to attend there. I was like being pulled, and I'd never been on campus at all. And I started to explore a little bit, had met with people there. And then I learned they had this forensic nursing track. And I'm like, what is that? Like, talk to me about that.
Yes.
And I was like, you know what? That's literally everything I've been through. This should probably be cakewalk. Now I've got the life experience, and let me get the credentials to kind of round that out. I figure there's two types of people in the world that would want our services.
Mhm.
People that want our expertise and people that want our personal experience. So why not blend them?
Absolutely incredible. Wow. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. The riding on the bus, looking, just literally seeing your future right there. What do those situations look like? So when somebody wants your expertise or when somebody wants your personal stories, describe a little bit about, how that whole process works from start to finish.